I don't know if this is going to show up very well, but I can see my old property, at least the front side of it. It's the hillside's kind of in the sunlight right now. It's lit up by the sun, not all the way to the top, and then the higher mountains are in shadow. But I was thinking back about when I started out up there. I didn't know anything about it. You know, typical college graduate, the degree in zoology. You don't know jack. Sorry, but that's the fact. But anyway, so I was almost 40 years old, and there was a farm advisor, a guy named George Goodall, and in Santa Barbara, and he was a, you know, call him a bureaucrat or whatever, but he was knowledgeable. You know, he was a good guy. I think he had a lot of hands on. I'm sure he did. Maybe he grew up in West Virginia or something, but he didn't have an accent. Anyway, I just had him up there, invited him. I think I paid him some extra money, you know, he wasn't, or maybe I didn't. I mean, the county you could call an advisor, and I think they would come out occasionally, provide that service. And it's really kind of simple, almost stupid simple. But he just looked at the chaparral, and where the chaparral was growing well, tall, big, he said, well, that's good soil there. Otherwise, it wouldn't support that growth. Sounds stupid, but there were other areas where maybe there'd just be some yuccas and, you know, just less growth. I mean, there are plants that will grow there, but the soil wouldn't be quite as rich for an avocado tree without possibly supplementing. And, oh, what else? Yeah, as far as mounds, I mean, it was ridiculous. And this is another thing. I had loamy soil. It was really pretty good soil, especially on the north side, on the other side of the slope that faces the ocean, over the hill, facing the mountains in the back, the north slope. There, it grew better there. It wasn't as harsh, you know, didn't get quite the direct sunlight. Had real good soil, deep soil. And then in other spots, I remember I had one area that was just a boulder field. Probably some wash came down at one time. It was, you know, it was headed down into a ravine, but it was just so full of big boulders that and yet I could pick my way. You know, I'd measure a distance, so many feet between the trees, and I'd find a spot between three boulders, and it was just barely big enough for my post hole digger. And I could just go straight down maybe 1.5 feet or the length of the root ball of the root. They come in this cylindrical polyethylene thing. And I dig the hole about 18 inches, maybe 2 feet deep, whatever the height of that is. I don't recall exactly. I think it's at least 2 feet. And slit the polyethylene and just drop that tree right in there and lay out my drip. I remember this was about 1981, so I was not even 40 years old, and I was in great shape, runner and all that. Did a lot of running. Not a big guy, skinny guy, but I would try to get 50 trees in a day, and it would take it all out of me. I mean, I'd work probably 10 hours to get that done. You know, just dig those holes, which went pretty quickly, pop the tree in, lay out the drip line, hook it up to the water, which was there. I had the water there, and punch the drip hole. If I'm thinking about it, I'd probably drop dead after I did 2 or 3 right now, at my age now. But anyway, I'm out on a nice walk, and we had some rain in April and March. I think it was something like 8 inches of rain. Nothing in January, February. Looked kind of grim, but things are just really doing well, very well. All right, that's enough of this one. Here's a spreadsheet that I kept from 1984 to 1998 and shows my income and investment and so on. Thank you for watching.